You guys ready?
We're ready, Jose. Go ahead and start.
Okay. Our persuasive speech is called "The Habit That Can Save Lives: Seatbelts." Okay, car accidents are the leading cause for people under the age of 35, and wearing a seatbelt can or will prevent death in about half of the fatal accidents. We will be discussing why putting on a seatbelt every time you step into a car is a good habit that can save or will save your life. First, we will let you know why it's so important for you and your loved ones to put seatbelts on before you get up and go in a car. Second, we will talk about the reasons why people refuse to wear seatbelts and why their reasons have problems in them. Third is we will try to relay a solution to how to improve the seatbelt use rate.
First, why is it so important for you and the passenger in the vehicle to wear seatbelts at all times? Well, not wearing seatbelts could cause terrible consequences for both the passenger and yourself. One consequence is that it could increase the chances of getting injured or even cause death by 50%. The article, Seatbelts, a Habit That Could Save Your Life, states that if you're not wearing a seatbelt during a car accident, you are four times more likely to cause your own death. Another consequence is that when being in a car accident, if one of the passengers is not wearing a seatbelt, there's a high probability that he could injure other passengers as well, apart from himself. Nancy Montgomery from the Health Aid News states that after a car impact with a sudden stop, if the passenger is not wearing a seatbelt, he will continue moving forward until he or she collides into one part of the vehicle or a passenger. That passenger could be someone you love or someone being responsible wearing his or her seatbelt. I am going to show you a quick video. It's not graphic, but it's a simulated video that shows just that. While I was watching this video, it reminded me of one time when my husband was driving at only 40 miles per hour. He had to stop suddenly, and in the back, my daughter was in a car seat, just like this car seat. When he stopped, the car seat overturned and moved from one side of the truck to the other side. Fortunately, she was doing okay, but it was pretty scary. That's when we realized that we didn't make sure that her car seat was buckled up. She was buckled up from the car seat, but the car seat wasn't. So since then, we do take precautions. We're more careful with that. But I know that it could have been worse, which takes me to another consequence. And that other consequence is when someone is not wearing a seatbelt, that person could be ejected from the vehicle. And it's well known that it could cause major injuries or even cause death. But what are the reasons that people choose not to wear seatbelts?
So yeah, second, let's look at reasons people give for not wearing seatbelts and why those reasons are misguided. So according to the NHTSA's National Occupant Protection Use Survey, they measured the nationwide seatbelt average use to be about 87%. So that means that 13% of the population is actually not wearing seatbelts, and that's a pretty significant portion of the population. So some of the reasons typically given by people for not wearing seatbelts is as follows. Some people say that it restricts their movement or it's pretty uncomfortable, and that may be true, but usually any imagined discomfort will go unnoticed after a few moments. And also, simply put, if you value your life and health over slightly more comfort while driving, then it just makes more sense to wear your seatbelt. So another reason that people give for not wearing their seatbelt is that they think they're worried that they won't be able to escape from a burning car or a car that's submerged underwater. But actually, according to the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, this type of emergency is really rare. Out of auto accidents of this type that involve a submerged car or a car that's on fire actually only constitute less than 1 out of 200 auto accidents. So it's not really something you should be considering really when you're debating on whether to wear a seatbelt or not, because it's a rare occurrence. And also, you're actually more likely to escape the car if you wear your seatbelt, because wearing a seatbelt reduces the likelihood that you'll go unconscious or you'll suffer any sort of severe injury. Okay, so third, let's investigate solutions to this problem, or ways that, or in other words, ways that we can improve seatbelt use. So most states already have primary and secondary laws in place that mandate the use of seatbelts. For instance, California has a primary seatbelt law that that requires that every single person in the vehicle has to be wearing their seatbelts. That includes the drivers and the passengers. So, but even despite these laws, we still have 13% of the population that isn't wearing their seatbelts. So clearly we need to step away from legislation to find a solution to this problem. And one of the solutions I propose is that social pressure. I just think that when you're in a car with, that whenever you're in a car, you make sure that everyone else in that car is buckled up. And that in the case where you're the driver, just simply refuse to even drive if your passengers aren't buckled up. And I think social pressure is a really powerful force that could help improve seatbelt use rates.
Okay, fine. Let's review. Oh, sorry. Fine. Let's review what we discussed today. We advocated that the use of seatbelts and why buckling up is so important. We first talked about why it's so important to you and your loved ones to wear seatbelts. We then scrutinized some of the reasons why people do not like to wear seatbelts. And third, we considered ways to encourage people to wear seatbelts. So please take this matter seriously and take the time to make sure you and your loved ones are all buckled up before you get up and go. It can potentially save their lives and even your own. If everyone that was in an accident had worn their seatbelt, there would be about 18,000 lives saved because of seatbelts. The statistic alone should make you think twice before you risk it, before you click it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.